Hello Flosstube, this is Kate Madam Ice and welcome back to another Flosstube video. I'm super excited to be here today and sharing a little bit of my stitching with you. It's been a little bit too long because when I was putting together my notes for this video, I realized I have way too much to talk about. So let's get going and we'll see how far we get. The first thing to address is that it was Stitch Mania, and it still is Stitch Mania for some people. This is May 24th, Friday, May 24th, while I'm recording this video. I just did the first 15 days of May, so my mania is over. And during that time, I tried to take a video every single night with just my stitching in it. It's just a short 1, sometimes 2-minute video. It worked really well. I did really well up to May 10th, and then I didn't do it the 11th through the 15th, so there's one longer clip at the end with all of that stuff. So I will go ahead and insert all of those videos here. Hello everyone, it is May 1st, so day 1 of Stitch Mania, and I am here to give you an update on my progress. So, right in front of me, if you can tell, is the Japanese bridge, which I was supposed to have done prior to today, according to my plans. Clearly, it is not done. If you watched my last video, you saw that I have pretty much been able to finish the bushes here and start on some of the lily pads down here, some of the greenery on the water, but I still have quite a bit left to go. I've developed a new plan. I'm going to attempt to finish it by Mother's Day now, and I will continue with my plans as I had decided, except if I don't finish this by Mother's Day, I will put this in the Mother's Day slot and keep working on it. If I do get it done by Mother's Day, I'll continue with the plan to start Mother's Tree on Mother's Day, which I'm really hoping I get to do. I think that's just fitting, and it fits my brain, and I think it sounds really fun to do that. So I'm going to still try to get this done by Mother's Day. So I'm going to still work on all my other projects through Mania that I had planned, except I'm going to also keep working on this. I'm going to try to put a couple strands in a day, more on the weekends. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Today's project is Winter Wonderland by Mill Hill. It's a buttons and beads kit. And here is where I got. Here, I will do this. I think this makes more sense. Yep, there we go. Where I started out the evening, I had this bit stitched all the way down here, and I had a little bit up here stitched. So I continued working. I extended this very light blue, and I started this tree and started coming down, and when I came down here, I realized that I was a stitch off on my stitches on this border. So I actually ended up doing some frogging over here, pulled it out, and just restitched what I had already stitched before over there. It wasn't very much. I probably could have fudged it and not needed it to frog, but you know, sometimes with these mill hills I get kind of worried about that kind of thing, because look at all this beading over here and the swirlies. I just don't want to mess that up, so it wasn't very much. I decided to frog it and redo it, and that's my day 1. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello again, it is May 2nd, and I'm here to show you my progress for today for Stitch Mania. The first thing I worked on today is my Japanese garden. I didn't get a ton done, but I did put a few strands, filled in some green up here that you can't really see, a little bit of extra pink, and some darker greens here, and a little bit down here. So hopefully tomorrow I will be able to finish out all the parts up in this kind of area and all the back stitching for this whole row here, so that I'll move my scroll rods up and be able to keep working my way down on this piece. I did get a surprise day off tomorrow. I'm kind of trading it. I was supposed to have next Friday off, but instead I'm going to take tomorrow off, which is great for Stitch Mania purposes. Hopefully I'll be able to make a lot of progress on this tomorrow during the day when I should have been at work, since I don't have any plans or anything. Alright, and then next up, I worked on Eliza Cox. This is by Hands Across the Sea. It is my May 2nd piece. I didn't start it last year on May 2nd. It's a whip that I'm moving into that spot. I love this piece. And here she is. Today what I got done was I only had the top part of this little pansy done. So I went ahead and stitched all the rest of the bottom of it. And I am just reminded how much I love this piece. I really do. I don't know why I don't work on it way more often than I do. I really enjoy every time that I pull it out. So maybe after Stitch Mania I'll have to try to put more effort into stitching on this on a more regular basis. Well, I will see you again tomorrow. That's all I have for you today. Bye. Hello everybody, it's day 3 of Stitch Mania, also known as May 3rd. And as you can see today, I moved my Japanese garden up. So I finished all of this up here. Backstitched it, which you can... I'll zoom in here a little bit. Can you tell? There we go. That's a better picture of it. So you can see that I backstitched all of that part. I rolled it down. And then I got this section done minus the backstitching, and got a little bit of up here done. And really, this is almost the bottom. There isn't much more under here to roll up. So, it's progress. I really just am looking forward to getting this done as soon as possible. Hopefully soon. We'll see. And then for my May 3rd project, I worked on Beauty and the Beast, Disney Dreams collection. It's the small version of it. Again, I bought this when I think it had to have been right before MCG went out of business, before everything got super crazy priced. If I had known, I would have bought so many more of these kits at that time. I really want the Winnie the Pooh one, and the Peter Pan one I really like too, but maybe someday it won't be like $300 on eBay. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. But today, I actually got a lot done on this today. It started, I think, right about here. So I got almost doubled the size of what I had done. So you can kind of see the shimmering going on up here in the yellow. Alright, well, I will see you again tomorrow. I have stitching tomorrow. Super excited about that. So, see you again in a minute. Bye. Hello again. It's May the 4th, so I'm here to show you my progress for Stitch Mania. This is my Japanese bridge, and I was able to finish up this lily pad section and this lily pad section today. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to finish up maybe this one and get some back stitching in all through here and here. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. Today's project was my Lizzie Cake Christmas rolls. This is what that will look like when it's all done. This month, I'm doing this for the 12 months of Christmas sale with a stitch for Mom. And this month's section is Give Santa Cookies and Milk. And here it is. Now, it doesn't show up super great, but I have the inside of this cookie. Here, we'll just put it all together here. So the inside of this cookie here is the étoile thread, so it's sparkly. And then I made these two cookies over here red, so that's going to be my splash of red. I'm going to have my sprinkles and my cookie be blue. And yeah, so the white doesn't show up super well on this fabric by itself, but once I get that outline of the cookie and the glass, it should be good. And here's Bucilla. Oh, here she is. All right, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye. Hello, it is May 5th and I am about to go to bed. I am actually in a hotel in Charlotte, North Carolina right now because I'm here for business for the next couple of days. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done, but I brought my stuff and we'll just try our best. So today I spent most of the day traveling. I packed this morning, or rather put off packing and then frantically packed within the last 20 minutes before I needed to leave. Left and drove up here. It's about a 3-hour drive, but we stopped for lunch. Got up here and I don't know, I didn't really stitch very much of the day, but on Japanese garden here I was able to get one strand of back stitching up through here, so I need to still put a little bit more right there, and that is all I got done on that today. My Stitch Mania piece for the day is my first new start, and it is Mill Hill Snow Fun, and this is how far I got today. So I actually got a lot done on here. I'm pretty happy with my progress. I got a lot of the white done, just the white crosses, right? A lot of this, all the speckles there are beads for the most part. So I got most of the white of the snowman done, which is good progress in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for today. See you again tomorrow. Bye. Hello again. I'm here to update you on Maynia Day 7. First off, my Japanese garden, I finished this whole lily pad region. Got most of this tiny one done and did a little bit over here. It's coming along. This is the last big chunk of lily pads over here, so if I can get through that, it's just a few tiny chunks, and this one's kind of small too, and then it's done, so yay, progress. And then my May 7th piece is my Biscornu of the month from Tiny Modernist. Sorry, pause there while I was remembering. I'm doing on opalescent fabric here, which I think is really cool. I kept working on this dragon. I finished a lot of him. I just need the eyes and claws done. I put in a few of these sporadic stitches and started on the next dragon. There's going to be a little castle in here. I was going to try to get to that tonight, but I just don't have time. So I will see you again tomorrow. Bye. Hello, I'm here for my Maynia Day 8 update. I didn't get very much done today. It was a travel day back home, and I haven't been feeling super great, so I didn't get a whole bunch done. But on my Japanese garden, I finished up this tiny little bit of stitching here and added some more over in this area. I also worked on Garden in Blue, and here it is. Oh, it's out of reach. And here's what I did. I had just this first arch. I added this part here. I'm happy to be over in the top left corner since I do like to start in the top left corner and work down and to the right. I didn't know that when I started this. Hadn't developed my preference yet for that, so I went ahead and started in the middle. So I'm glad that I've worked my way all the way over into the top left corner. I really enjoyed working on this. I like the fabric a lot. I think it's Lugana, so maybe I need to look into doing some more on that type of fabric and not as much on linen. Something to think about. But I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye. Hello team, it's May 9th and this is my progress for today. I worked on Little House Needleworks, 4 corners. This is what it will look like when it's done. And this is what it looks like now. I just finished a few more of the letters, so I think I put O, P, Q, U, V, X, Y, and T in. So that's a pretty good amount of progress for a work night, I think. It's also May 9th is my husband and I's relationship anniversary, not wedding anniversary, but we've been together 10 years, so we had a nice dinner and stuff together here. Of course he cooked because that's what he does. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a good time. I'll see you again in a second. Bye. Hello again, it is May 10th and here's my progress for today for Stitch Mania. I am working on this French flower shop and this is what I did. So I put in this kind of orangey color and then some more of this cream that matches the fabric a lot. This fabric is extremely loosely woven, so if I pick this up at all, look at that mess, that hot mess. You have to have it against something. So it's kind of a struggle. It took me a little bit of work today, but I also haven't worked on a dimensions kit like this before, so I had to mess with the number of strands a bit. Like, I don't know if you can tell if I get really close here, but some of these cream stitches, like up here, are only with 2 strands, and then some of them are with 4. I don't know, something different, but I think I'm going to work on my Japanese garden for a little bit today, but to be quite honest, I don't think I'm going to want to film afterwards because I'm just going to set up camp until I go to bed. So I will just show you that one tomorrow in my update. See you then. Hello, today is Saturday, May 18th, and Maynia is done for me, actually. It's been done for a few days, but I have been busy and just haven't done my daily update videos, so I figured I'll just catch you up through the end, all in one, hopefully shorter clip, and I'll just put this in my big video whenever I get around to doing that. So I believe the last day that I updated you was on May 10th. I'm checking my notes. Yes, it was May 10th. So this was May 11th. It's Java Block Party by Hands On Design. And you will notice that I'm not showing you my Japanese bridge. And that's because I was working diligently to finish that. And I have. So I'll just show you that in my whole video. But that means that this got a whole whopping 7 stitches. So if you notice, this is all I did on this one because I was kind of focusing on finishing the Japanese garden. On the 11th was very similar. It was Mother's Day and I was focusing on finishing Japanese garden so that I could start this, which is Mother's Tree by Lavendar and Lace. And this is the huge start I got on it. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's microscopic and there you go. 3 stitches. So, it started though, which is great. Now it's a whip. I'm excited to have it started. I'm excited to keep working on it here. I have to serge just this side, and then I'll be putting it in my scroll rods that the Japanese garden was in. But my teeny tiny start. I just watched Caitlin Stitch for Mom, her video today on Maynia, and she was sad about one of her starts being super small. I think I got you beat, Caitlin. Alright, next up, May 12th was Winter Woods by Mill Hill. It's a buttons and beads kit. And on this one, I finished, it's probably easier if I just keep it on that. I had a thread loose that I finished over here, this blue. I put in more light blue right here, and one string of ecru. So that's coming along. Then May, I lost track. Just a second. That was May 13th. I think I might have been telling you guys the wrong days. I hope you're able to keep up. This is May 14th. This is a Janlynn kit for Delft Blue China. And on this one, I had this dark blue thread up here hanging, so I finished it out and then put in a very light blue, just the sporadic speckles there. It's over here, this design for the background. Alright, and last but not least, this is my May 15th vintage blue vase. It's a plaid Bucilla kit. And I put in some work on this yellow rose. I believe I had a yellow thread hanging that I finished out. Put in another lighter one, and then put in some very light blue. And that finishes up my Maynia. So thank you for watching, and I will be going back to my main video now. Bye. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that montage of Maynia videos. I have made a little bit of progress since then, so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you now. The first thing that I made a little bit of progress on, just a little, is Mother's Tree by Lavendar and Lace. And by progress, I mean I stitched a little bit more than those, 5 stitches I had the first day. So it's progress, right? We made it. We made a little bit of progress. I'm just gonna keep chugging away on that. I put in a couple stitches at night sometimes. Next up, I finished my monthly installment for the 12 months of Christmas Sal, which is Lizzie Kate's Christmas Rules. This month was Give Santa Cookies and Milk. This is the overall, upside down. This is the overall design, Christmas Rules by Lizzie Kate. And this Sal is hosted by Caitlin, A Stitch for Mom. And this is my piece so far overall. And there's my monthly progress. If you look at this, there's only a little bit of blue in these sprinkles here. So this month was not very heavy on the blue. I thought about putting the blue as these cookies, but I thought that would look really weird. Also, my friend Mary Lou, at the stitch-in that we have every month, I was talking about this, and we agreed that there could be such thing as red velvet cookies, but blue cookies was just a little bit out there. So I just decided to settle on the blue sprinkles on the icing over here. I think that's coming along really well. I think it's super cute, and I can't wait to finish it. Okay, and then that was all for whips. I've actually had 2 finishes, both during and after Stitch Mania. So first one, I think I talked about this last time. I was planning on finishing this so that I could start Mother's Tree during Stitch Mania. And I accomplished that. So this is Monet's Japanese Garden. It's a kit by Candamar Designs. I don't know how to say that, but so this is, it's Ada, and it's got the picture printed on it, and then you do some stitching just over certain portions of it. So I'll do a close-up here. Hopefully you can see. Focus. I hope that's focused, but you can see, all those flowers are kind of cross-stitched, those bushes are cross-stitched, and then some of those chunks of lily pads are actually stitched. So to get an idea of how much is actually stitched on this piece, here's the back. It actually is kind of a lot of stitching, but it's a huge piece, so I like it. I wouldn't seek out another kit that's like this. I didn't really like the stitching over just parts. Maybe it's just this brand, but it didn't really match up very well with the chart, so I kind of had to make up as I went. It wasn't really worth it to me, but I'm happy to have it done. Also, I found out this is really confusing. So the title of it is Monet's Japanese Bridge, but the Monet didn't paint this. This isn't a Monet painting. This is a painting by, what is it? No, that's an author. E.B. White's an author, right? That's who made Charlotte's Web. Just a second. I've got it on my bookshelf somewhere. I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it right away. Isn't E.B. White the person who wrote like Charlotte's Web and The Ugly Duckling? No, maybe not The Ugly Duckling. Okay, I'm just going to stop talking while I'm ahead now. But is it Charles White? C.H. White? Something like that. He's the guy who actually painted it. The title of it is Monet's Japanese Garden, but it's not a picture by Monet. Alright, moving on. The next finish I have is Snow Fun by Mill Hill. It's this little ornament. It actually isn't meant to be an ornament. The kit came with a magnet that you can tie or glue on the back. So I don't know if you're supposed to put it on your refrigerator or whatever, but I just made it into an ornament. I made this ornament hanger with some of the leftover beads from the kit because Mill Hill always gives you an excess of beads. Not that that's a bad thing. But yeah, I think he's adorable. I love him, and you can kind of see the sparkle with all the beads on there. The cardinals are kind of creepy to me. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. But, okay, if you look really carefully, the black part is just one bigger bead. And the rest of the beads on it, these little tiny ones, are just much smaller seed beads. So there's just one giant black bead right there. And I know from a distance that looks like a normal cardinal does because they have that black coloration on their face. But when you get up close, it looks like it's a little, what are they called? Cyclops cardinal. Like it just has one giant eyeball in the middle of its head. So I think they're kind of creepy if you look at it up close. Sorry, I'm distracted. There's a dog hair on here. Right before this video, I had this sitting on the desk, and my dog, Stella, she almost died today because she came and she picked it up off the desk and carried it into her kennel and was chewing on it. Luckily, I got there fast enough that there was no actual damage done, just a few stray dog hairs on here now. I would have been so mad. I would have been so mad if she ruined this. I literally finished it last night, so I would be... Just thank goodness she didn't actually destroy it. That's all I have to say. I'm glad I noticed her running away with it. Alright, what's up next? I also have finished the small that I'm taking to StitchCon. I'm not going to show it. I'll probably film a short little video before I go to StitchCon, but I want just on the off chance that the person who happens to get it finds my FlossTube channel, I'm just not going to show it on here. I do have kind of a question. So I noticed a lot of times when you do a smalls exchange at retreats, not that I would know because I've never been to one, but it seems like when I see that, everyone always puts a lot of extra stuff with their small, like scissors or whatever other little notions. Would y'all expect that if you were getting a small at StitchCon? Would you expect to get a bunch of other little stuff with it? Because right now I don't have a bunch of other stuff with it. I can go get some if that's kind of the expectation. I wouldn't want whoever... Okay, back up. The real problem is here that I'm very nervous that the person that gets my small will be disappointed that they got my small. That is... I'm so scared that that's going to happen. I know it's probably not realistic because I personally would be happy with pretty much anything I got at StitchCon. If, you know, in the smalls exchange, whatever I get, I'm probably going to be over the moon with it because it's just so special that someone else stitched something and gave it away. And no matter what it is, I'm probably going to love it. But for whatever reason, I still have this fear in my head that whoever gets it is going to hate it. And especially if I don't get a whole bunch of extra stuff and whatever. So if you guys could let me know below, do you guys know what the expectation is for smalls exchanges? Are you supposed to give more than just the small? I don't really know. I just don't want to upset someone. Yeah. That's the end of that. Moving on. Okay, so I have something super exciting today. I'm super excited to do this. Alright, I've talked before about my friend Susan who is opening a shop here in Charleston. And I am just over the moon excited about when this shop is going to open. It's going to be really close to where I live. Dangerous probably, but also awesome. So I'm super pumped about it. And she has sponsored a giveaway on this channel. So, yay, my very first giveaway. And here we go. So this is the chart. It is called Needles Dance. And if you look there, it's a super cute little sampler on blue fabric. This is actually from Nashville this year. It's a collaboration between Summer House Stitchworks, Ink Circles, and Hands On Design. You can see that on the bottom there. And this chart is actually exclusive to the shops that went to the workshop, like a specific workshop at Nashville. I'm not really sure how that works because I've never been to Nashville before, obviously, but it is exclusive to the shops that went to the specific workshop. So Susan went as Fire Poppies to this workshop. So she has this chart available and this kit available for the next year. I mean, the next year and beyond, it will be available. But for the next year, only the shops that went to that workshop have the rights to sell the kit and the chart. I hope that makes sense. So there are other places you can buy it, but they are limited. Alright, so with this giveaway, you get this chart, Needles Dance. Oh, and it says, the night forest wakes as the needles dance. And if you look, I just think, look at those tiny little bunnies. Aren't they adorable? And the little deer. I just think it's so cute. But you'll get the chart. And it comes all packaged really nicely, and the chart is all in the package, but I took it apart so I could show you what all is in it. I will put it back together before I send it to you. But it's all wrapped up in this batik fabric that Susan got. And I love this batik fabric. If you were going to make this into like a pillow or something, it would be a little bit big, but if you were going to make it as a pillow, this would be a really good backing fabric. Or even if you're going to make it a flat fold, the fabric that goes on the back of the flat fold, I think that this fabric coordinates very well with the design. So It's just my opinion. You can do whatever you want with that piece of fabric. It comes with the linen. It's just a navy blue 32 count. Okay, here, 32 count Blue Moon linen from Witchell. That comes with it. You get all of the threads, and they're on this little thread drop, and it's got this cute little card on it. The colors, I'll go ahead and put it. This is pretty good light, so you can kind of get a good idea of the colors there. It's really pretty. They're all classic colorworks. There's a needle minder for this chart that will come with it, and a little it's a little pin, like a counting pin with a little white fluff ball on it. Isn't that so cute? It's like a bunny tail. All right, so all of that will come with this giveaway. So if you would like to be entered for it, just go ahead and comment below. I would like to stitch the needles dance, and in my next video I'll go ahead and announce who the winner is. So just go ahead and comment, I would like to stitch the needles dance. Awesome. I'm so excited to give that away. And by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy that kit because it's adorable and I love it. Anyways. Okay, so moving on to haul. I do have a lot of haul, but not much of it I bought. I'll explain as I get there. The first thing I did buy, and it is an Owl Forest embroidery kit, and I got it from 1884 Stitchery, which is McKenna Stitching in Sequins. It's her shop, and she's the distributor for Owl Forest embroidery in the United States. I think she's, if not the only one, she's one of very few. When she posted that she was putting them on her shop, I didn't go right away because I was trying to hold off. But then, like a day later, I was like, you know what? I know that most things are going to be sold out, but why don't I go ahead, stop in, see what's left, see if there's anything good left that I would be interested in. And of course, I found something I was interested in still. There was plenty of the sold out things that I was interested in, but I also liked this one a lot. So, I don't know what it's called. It's in Russian. But here is the design. And she had the English translation of what this is, so I'll have to look that up. Maybe I'll put it right here. But it's based off of a fairy tale, a Russian fairy tale. Well, I think it was a poem first, and then they made it into an opera. Point is, before I bought it, I went on Wikipedia and I read the summary of the story. And I really liked the story, so I went ahead and bought it because I think the design is pretty, and then the story being something that I enjoyed was just kind of sealed the deal for me. So essentially the story, there's three sisters, and one of them marries a king or Tsar, whatever, the Russian king, so Tsar. And through a sequence of events, that wife gets banished to an island. Some of the jealous other two sisters set her up. She gets banished to an island. She has a son. There's a whole bunch of things that happen. There's a swan queen. I think it's a swan queen. That's what this lady is. There's a part where a bee is significant in the story, so there's a little bee there. Blah, 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 blah happens, and the king realizes he's wrong, goes out to the island, fetches up his wife and son, and they all live happily ever after. Very brief synopsis, but it's got all the different parts of it in the design, and so I think it's super cool. Alright, Okay, the rest of it, the rest of my haul is all stuff that I have to explain here. So, I have a friend named Ursula who lives in the neighborhood next to mine. Ursula has cross-stitched her entire life, I think. She is German, and she got married to an American man who was in the Air Force while he was in Germany. And she came to America with him a long time ago, right after they got married. She's 80 years old, and she has osteoporosis, and she lives with a lot of pain. She has a lot of pain in her neck, and she can't really move very well. 3 years ago, her husband Larry passed away, and she has one son who lives in California. They were kind of estranged for a long time. They communicate now, but he's in California and she's in South Carolina. So the amount of communication and contact that they have is, limited to a phone. He's actually coming to visit this summer and she's pretty excited about it. But beside the point, she's not very mobile. She can't drive because of her pain in her neck. So she's kind of stuck in her home, and doesn't, have a lot of visitors. She is friends with a neighbor, one of her neighbors in particular, who comes in and chats with her sometimes. But I go over there a couple times a month. We met because the lady that I take my cross stitch to get framed, it's the same lady that Ursula goes to get her stuff framed. And that woman, her name is Noelle, she introduced us. I really enjoy her company, and she is cross-stitched for a very long time. She's got some amazing, beautiful things in her home, and I love sharing that with her. So I go over there a couple times a month. All right, her neighbor that she's friends with, his mother passed away recently, who was a cross-stitcher. So the last few times that I've gone over to Miss Ursula's, she's had piles and piles of stuff that her neighbor has given her, and it's, she's got a lot of her own things, so she takes some that she wants, but she doesn't really have need for all of it. So she gives a lot of it to me, and I have picked out some things that I like. This first one that I'm going to show you is not something that I kept for me, but I think it's freaking hilarious. It's a booklet called Great Scott, It's Christmas. And it's 13 Scotty and Critter friends to stitch for cheerful Christmas decor. Do any of you have Scotties that you would like to stitch some? Or maybe some geese friends, sheep friends? Look at that sweet little penguin with a hat on. Or a panda. I thought it was funny. If you want this, go ahead and say, I would like to stitch Great Scott, and I will pick someone. If there's anyone that's interested in this, just go ahead. Let me know. I'll send it to you. All right. And I'm going to try to breeze through these because there's kind of a lot. I have a cross-country stitching magazine specifically. I liked this cookie design. Look at that. Look at all the cookie names on the border. I love that. Maybe someday. I got this Kitchen Accents booklet. I got it for this chicken. Look at that. I love the blue and yellow. And that chicken's adorable. I've got this Wonders of Christmas booklet. Specifically, I like this little house here. Look at that creepy Santa poking his head around the side there. Can you see him? I think that's hilarious. Just a creepy, I don't even know if it's Santa or if it's just like a creepy elf or something. Do I need to say anything? All right. This is a Charleston chart, and it's got a bunch of just iconic things from Charleston on it. I got this Gordon Fraser, a parade of favorites. Look at those geese. It's not why I got it. Not why I kept it, rather. I just really like this one. Basket of daisies. Blue and yellow. Blue and yellow, folks. Alright, she had some Prairie Schooler cardstock charts. So this is a prairie year. And she has some Prairie Schooler Santas. Here's a whole bunch of them. That's a booklet number 20. And she's got some of the years. So that's 1991. I don't know what that one is. 1987. And I don't know what that one is. And one of them, she even has an almost completely stitched guy. Which one is that? I don't even know which one that is. Yeah, no clue. Which one is that? Moving on. There's this book, Cross Stitch from a Country Garden. And there's a couple things in here that I thought were pretty. I really like this for some reason. It's called Gazebo in a Flowering Garden with Reflecting Pond. It's full coverage. I don't know if I'll ever actually do it, but I think it's pretty. I marked it. There's this set of 4 seasonal small designs that I think are really cute. I think that this bird is really pretty for fall. I don't know if I would make it into a pillow or what, if I actually ever stitch it, but I do think it's really pretty. Look at these cute little woodland animals. So cute. Look at those squirrels. Makes me think of Ginger Gerald. And then she had this really cool, it's just a metal board and a magnet, so you can put your chart on it. It's really easy. Holds your chart really nicely. And I also got a bunch of other they were just magazines that were torn up and just little Christmas ornaments and stuff, but I don't really think you guys need to see all of them. So I think that's actually it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of that stuff. Don't forget to comment below if you want to enter the giveaway. I guess either one of the giveaways, the entire kit with the needle minder and all that. Say I would like to stitch the needles dance. And don't forget if you want the Scotties, because Great Scott, it's Christmas. Just go ahead and comment below. I would like to stitch. I forget what I said. Go back. Listen to what I said before. I forgot what I told you to write. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys spending the time to come in to my home and visit with me for a little bit. So, thank you. Love you guys. Bye.